was supposed to be away, but took the decision not to go, and I'm absolutely quite pleased because the country I was going to has battened down the hatches, so that was very interesting. So, coronavirus, you can't get away from it. I'm talking about it again. I watched a video this afternoon, to be quite honest with you, and I forgot to say my name's Anne Shankland. If you don't know who I am, I tend to go live. I've been sharing things in my life that I've been doing and changing for about the past year and a half or so nearly. Hi there, Gemma. Hi there, Debbie. Thanks for getting on here. So yes, so that's what I'm doing, in the hopes that anything that I've been learning and doing, it may help you. So, and before I get started as well, I need to make a disclaimer. I am just a mum. I've got a son myself, and I care for a child as well. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just a mum, and I'm sharing with you what I am doing. And to be honest with you, with the coronavirus, I have been fairly defiant, shall we say, giving it the old stiff upper lip. But I had a bit of a wobble this afternoon. I saw a video, and that has inspired me to do this live, to be quite honest with you. But it made me think. And I am doing some of the right things, which is good. But one thing I've not been doing is sharing with you what I've been doing. So I'm going to do that. So I've said I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert. I do use supplements though, and I have been for the past 2 years. I've got notes here so that I don't forget anything. So what I'm going to talk to you about, I'm not going to share exactly what I use, but if you are wanting to know at the end, then I'd be delighted to tell you. I have even got a code so that you can get them under retail value. But I'm doing this not to profit in any way, but purely just to give you the information. The way I look at it, I've been to see my son. I got all upset this afternoon. I had to see my baby. So I drove over there. He must have thought, well, he knows I'm mad anyway. But I thought, do you know what? If I would want him to have this information, then I would want all my friends to have this information as well. And so that's why I'm sharing this with you now, because you're my Facebook friends, so why wouldn't I? And I don't want to live with regret. If I had something that I know is helping me, why wouldn't I share it with you? So I've got over myself. I've pulled myself together, given myself a slap round the face. Well, not quite, but there you go. So let's crack on with it, shall we? It was an incredibly interesting video that I watched, and at one point the guy's name was called Gary, and one point he made is, yes, we are doing right by washing our hands and all the rest of that, but he sees the coronavirus, it is us against it. So it's like a war, basically, he was saying. So we can do one of two things. We can either go and hide, i.e., lock yourself in a room, keep washing your hands. But at the end of the day, the coronavirus violence, it feels like it, is coming. And the facts of the matter is, and I'm not wanting to scare you, but it is worth knowing that out of the whole of the population, 70% of us are going to come into contact with it, okay? So it is, yes, we can still wash our hands and do all those things, but the virus is airborne, and chances are you're going to come into contact with it. So whether you only need to see one person to be exposed to it, and at the end of the day, we can't hide for the rest of our lives. So he was saying that it is, I'm going to refer to my notes, I've made sensor notes and my notes at him, but he's saying that basically in a couple of weeks, it's going to get to a pandemic, which means that 70% of the population will have it. And then it'll peak in about 3 months, and then it'll run its course within 9 months. So we can't stay in our houses for them. So the run away and hide in the battle That's the first option, but we can't just survive on that. So therefore, the next option is to arm up, isn't it? And get prepared to fight. Now, we're not going to take up pickaxes or anything like that, but what we are going to be doing is, this is all about arming up your body to fight a virus. So it makes sense, really, eh? Just a man to use war, really, eh? But there we go. So that is the whole idea about it. Now, again, there's a couple of phases that have been spoken about. There's immune compromised and immune suppressed and things like that. And yes, there has been speak about sort of elderly people and young children. But I've sort of got to grips with it a wee bit better about what this actually means. Because when he was explaining it, there was some other categories that I'd not really thought about. And this is when, you know, when something's said and suddenly names of people you know start popping into your head and you think, oh my God, then that happened. And that's why I got upset. And I thought, just get over yourself, Anne, and give this information. I'm at it again. So, going back to the immune compromise. So yes, it's the elderly. And it can be people going through things like, for example, cancer treatments, or if somebody has had an organ donation, or it may be somebody that's living with a condition such as HIV, where their immune system is already depleted because of a condition they have. But it can also be, as well, it's saying here, people that have diabetes. Now, I'd never thought of that before, but also a bad gut health. How many people nowadays has there with allergies and gut health issues? And I'd never really thought of that person before, yet I know a lot of people that suffer with gut-related illnesses. And also, and this hit me like a brick as well, but anxiety. If you're anxious, if you have very strong fear, then that actually lowers your immune system because it reacts with, your whole chemical balance changes, which affects your immunity. So there are some people that have conditions, but then there are these other things that you maybe wouldn't think of, or I didn't think of at first. Perhaps you're brighter than me. But I didn't. I mean, who would... Okay. Let's move on. I didn't think anxiety would affect the immune system quite as much as it could potentially be. So as you can imagine, if you're hearing this for the first time, then you may be thinking, oh my God, I know so-and-so and I know so-and-so. So that's exactly why I'm on here. So let's get down to it. Basically, I do 3 things, and I'm pleased that he was mentioning, because there are lots of things you can do to boost your immune system, okay? But let's keep it simple and keep it to the main things. And the first one I'm going to talk about, and this is absolute fact, is that 70% of our immunity comes from our gut. So you need to make sure that you've got a healthy gut. So I do actually take a gut product. And again, it's the same with anything in life, okay? You can get vitamins in the shops, you can go to, you know, a chemist, specific health food shops, and there will be various prices. But what you need to remember is you need the purest, you don't need fillers. So this is something that you need to decide for yourself. I know what I use, okay? And as I said before, I'm happy to share with that. But good health is really important. And I've worked with a couple of different companies, and there's one person who suffered with gut issues themselves and developed a product. They said basically if you have to refrigerate something, chances are it's not going to survive in your stomach to be able to get to your gut. So it's making sure that you find a product that you know it's going to get to the gut and not just be attacked in the stomach and not do its stuff, okay? So it's knowing what's good for you there, okay? Number 2, I found this fascinating, but did you know that the longest life expectancy of population is nearest the equator. And this is your vitamin D. Now, if you're there, you can get vitamin K2 and also vitamin A, then absolutely super duper. Okay, but vitamin D is very, very important for your immunity. And of course, if you think about the equator, God love us, even if you just think of the UK, I mean, we're in Scotland, for God's sake, we're higher up. But he said the life expectancy, actually, the further away either side that you get from the equator, it actually means that you won't live as long. So that vitamin D is really important. So that was a good fact. And then the third one was your omega 3 and 6, those fatty acids. Now, they are very important for various parts of your body. I'm not going to go into all of it now, but also for your mind as well. If you think about anxiety comes from the gut. The gut health can affect that, but also your mind health as well. And your mind needs those fatty acids. So that was really good. So that is it in a nutshell, guys. That is your 1, 2 and 3 of how to arm your body so that your immune system can be the very, very best. And for anyone that already has a depleted immune system, then there is another product as well that I can share with you that will help increase those white blood cells, which are your first line of defense. Although he was saying that the virus, the reason why it's so dangerous is it sneaks in behind that first line of defense, but then they can whiz round, turn round and start to attack it. But if your immunity is already suppressed or depressed or compromised, then they don't react quite as quick, which is why we need to, for those of you that want to, I've certainly been doing for a while, but boost your immunity to help you with this battle. So I've got over me wee emotional bit there. So I hope you found that interesting. The main thing is keep on wiping down surfaces, although it's really got past that now. It's just admitting that, yes, this is, it is too big. It is a worldwide problem. It's not going away. And the hard facts are that out of 10 people you know, 7 of them are going to get it. The way we can get by this is staying together as community and helping out each other. I am a member of a group on Facebook. If anyone wants added onto that for sanity, then it is a great group. Reach out for that as well. But the main thing I wanted to come across with this is for you not to get scared, as I did this afternoon after intaking all of this information. But I'm pleased to say that I am prepared. And hopefully my Facebook friends, I've now helped or given you the information so that if you want to prepare your own immune system, then you can. So I hope you found that of some value. That was the idea of me getting on here. As I said earlier when I started this, I have been taking my own supplements. So if you're wanting to know what it is I do, I'm happy to share that with you. If you want to do your own research, then you've got the information. I've given it to you, so go for it. But do reach out for me if you want to know what I'm using for myself and for my family. So as they say in Scotland, take care of you and yours. And I dare say I shall be alive tomorrow. Hopefully with something a little bit more chirpier, but I cannot guarantee. But guys, stay safe if any of you need anything. In fact, what I will say is if there is anybody out there that lives close to me in my village, especially if you're going through cancer treatment or you have a condition, I have a big sort of litre thing, could be 5 litre, of anti-bac. So if you are struggling with that, then I have some. So message me, okay? Right, but have a great rest of night. I think up here our kiddies are back at school unless we get an email in the morning, at least for this week anyway. So have a good night and get in touch if you need me, and I'll see you all soon. Take care now. Bye.